Hello, you are listening to the Lifted to Life by Dana B podcast. I am Dana B. This podcast is not just about self-care, it's about discovering your authentic self. Can we normalize being our authentic selves? Please. So a friend of mine posts pictures on her IG. And as I'm scrolling through her feed, her timeline, if you will, I noticed that every photo has a filter on it. Chiseled jawline, flawless skin with no pores, makeup, lashes. The last one she posted, her complexion was so skewed from using a filter. Now, don't get me wrong. I've used filters before in my photos. I use silly filters. I may use a filter with pigtails and buck teeth and some thick glasses. I did one photo or one video of myself where I had the filter of Elphaba and I was all green, paying homage to Elphaba from the movie Wicked. I do silly photos. And I hate that so many people don't feel that they love themselves as they are, that they have to put these filters on. And it's not necessary. And don't get me started on those celebrities that post on their Instagram and their pictures are completely altered. For instance, you may have seen photos of Nene Leakes. She looks nothing like the Real Housewife of Atlanta that came across our screen in 2008. She looks completely different. Yeah, I know she's had a little work done, but when she puts that filter on to look like a white woman, it's, ma'am, do you not have a love for yourself? Do you not want to show up as yourself? I mean, her hands speak for themselves. Instead of the perfect selfie, the goal is becoming your best perfect self, even with your imperfections. Social media has made some of us feel that we are not measuring up to the IG models and influencers. That is a heaping pile of bullshit. Comparison kills. My oldest daughter, she found herself being a looky-loo on social media, looking at some of her fellow classmates from high school, their social media feeds, seeing them in their happy photos with their families, their weddings, their husbands, their kids, vacations, etc. And I've told her on a number of occasions that it's a photo. I told her it only tells a portion of the story. You don't know what actually is going on in their lives. See, they are posting the good side of that picture. But you don't know what has happened or what's transpired a day before that picture, hours before that picture, minutes before that picture. You don't know what was going on or what's going on in their lives. Because most people, they live this fictional life online, and the reality of what they're dealing with is offline. And I told her, I know, because that was me. See, when I was married, I was posting these wonderful pictures of this happy relationship, this happy life, smiling for the camera, making sure the angles were on point, making sure that my makeup was on point, and making sure that his tie was nice and straight, and his suit jacket was nice and straight, and making sure that we were just all smiles in that picture. But behind it all, it was all a lie. It was fake. Just all smoke and mirrors. That photo was surface level happiness. Because deep down, I was miserable. I was a shell of myself, just pretending to be something that I was not. So when you show up as your authentic self, you're showing up without the filters. You're showing up as the real you. You're not showing up as this person who wants to be something that they're not. So what it means to be your authentic self is quite simple. See, when you show up as your authentic self, you are self-aware. You understand your values, your desires, your strengths, your weaknesses, and emotions. You know what matters to you, not just what society or others say should matter. As you show up as your authentic self, you have integrity. Your actions reflect your beliefs. You just don't talk the talk, you walk it, even when it's hard or inconvenient. When you show up as your authentic self, there's a level of self-acceptance. You embrace your imperfections. Being authentic doesn't mean being perfect. It means being real, often messy, basically being a human. As you show up as your authentic self, honesty and expression. You express your thoughts, your needs, your emotions, honestly, even if they don't align with what's popular or expected. And when you show up as your authentic self, freedom from external approval. You don't shape your identity to please others. You're guided by your internal values, not external validation. So here are some key steps for you to becoming your authentic self. Reflect on who you are. Ask the questions, what do I value? What energizes or drains me? What do I genuinely care about? I had this discussion in previous podcasts. What feeds you and what bleeds you? Identify where you're not being authentic. When do you wear a mask? And if you haven't heard the episode, Why Do We Wear Masks? Go back and listen to that. What parts of yourself do you hide or downplay? Challenge fear or judgment or rejection. Often we fake it because we're afraid of being misunderstood or rejected. Question these fears. Are they real or are they assumptions? Set boundaries. No is a complete sentence. Learn to say no to things that don't align with your values. Protect your time, your peace, your energy from what feels inauthentic or draining. Keyword, protect your peace. Practice vulnerability. Share your truth even when it feels risky. That's where connection and authenticity thrive. Start small, maybe with someone that you trust. Surround yourself with supportive people. Be around people who value you and who you are, not who they want you to be. Again, stop showing up as something that you're not. People love you more, support you more, encourage you more when you show up as your authentic self. Your authentic self evolves. It's not a fixed identity. It changes as it grows. As we age, in each stage of our lives, we should be growing. You should be developing. Even as you age in this lifetime, in your lifetime, you had this level of self-reflection, learning valuable lessons in each age, at each age and each stage of your life. And understanding that where there are new levels, there are also new devils. And you have to have a spirit of discernment to weed those individuals out of your space so that you can live the life, thrive in the life, growing in the life that you have been created to be. Walking in your authentic self does not mean that you have to be something fake. Walking in your authentic self is basically walking in your truth, walking in your true self, and knowing who you are really down to the core, what you like, love down to the core, who you will be around, who can be there to support you to the core without question. So before I end today's episode, I want to read an excerpt from the book Journey to the Heart by Melody Beattie. And it's titled, You're Free to Open Your Heart. Open your heart to the people you love. Open your heart to the world. Open your heart to God, to the universe, to life, and all the creatures and creation in it. Open your heart as much as you can. It's safe to open your heart now. There was a time when you believed that the only way to protect yourself was to shut down and close your heart. You have learned so much. You have learned the powers of honesty, compassion, forgiveness, and kindness. You will no longer become stuck or trapped if you open your heart. You can leave if you want to. You can say what you need to. You no longer need to protect yourself by guarding your heart with the heavy armor you wore in the past. Now you are free, free to open your heart, free to open yourself to the universe. A woman I met in Sedona gave me a lovely visualization to use. Picture your heart. In front of your heart, you see a beautiful rosebud tightly closed. Whenever you want your heart to open, picture the rose blooming wide, beautiful, alive, and fragrant. Whenever you want to retreat, turn the rose back into a bud. Open your heart to the world, to the people who live in it. Open yourself to creation. Open your heart to yourself, to God, to life. Life will become magical, and you'll think back and smile. You will wonder why it took you so long to open your heart. Open your heart as much as you choose, as much as you can. Share it with the world. This ends this week's episode, and I really, really thank you all for listening. Don't forget to like, comment, and share. Continue to send me those emails at liftedtolife@gmail.com. I really enjoy reading them. I will see you all next week, and have a wonderful day.